So picture this. It's a Tuesday evening. You just got home from work, or maybe you finally got the kids to sleep, and you have, let's say, an hour or two to yourself, that rare window of peace, and you are ready to indulge in your favorite craft. So you grab a cup of tea, you head over to your cozy crochet corner, and then you freeze. Because what greets you isn't a calm, tidy project waiting to be picked up. Instead, you see a teddy bear head with no body or legs, a half-complete baby blanket, the top half of a pumpkin, the start of 3 Christmas ornaments, and gobs after gobs of tangled yarn trailing from every bag, basket, and corner of the couch. You stare at the pile and you think, I only have 1 hour. Which whip should I put my time into so I can go to bed tonight feeling like I actually made progress? How do I decide? Should I finish something? Should I start something new? Should I go back to that custom order I've been avoiding? Why does my hobby suddenly feel so overwhelming? If this sounds familiar, if you have ever felt paralyzed by your own projects, then this episode is for you. Because today, we are going to talk about the realities of juggling multiple whips when time is limited, and how to manage your crochet chaos in a way that feels doable, guilt-free, and actually fun again. And apologies for the nasally sound. I have fallen victim to the annual head cold stuff, but we just got to keep moving forward, right? The podcast has to go on. But I'm really excited about this episode because I think this will help a lot of you. All right, so let's get into it. So when I ask crocheters what their biggest challenge is, I almost always get the same answer: time. Life is full. Work, kids, laundry, errands, and everything else. And by the time you finally sit down to relax, your hook hasn't moved in days. And when you do get a moment to crochet, that's when it hits you. You have 5 different whips sitting there waiting. And you're like, which one do I even work on right now? You feel stuck, like you are not getting anywhere because you are pulled in 5 directions at once. So after thinking about this for a bit, I came to this conclusion. Maybe having 5 whips isn't such a bad thing. Maybe it's actually proof that you are deeply creative and inspired. So think about it. Maybe one of your whips is a pattern that you're testing for a designer you love. Maybe you're working on a baby blanket for your new nephew. Or you've got a big couch throw that's something just for you and your family. And maybe one is a custom order from a friend who saw something you made and begged you to recreate it. We've all been there. And then there's that wild card project, the one you stopped everything for because you saw it on Pinterest and just knew, I have to try that. That doesn't sound like a mess to me. That sounds like a maker who is inspired by life. So in this episode, we are going to unpack what to do when you have got too many whips and not enough time, and how to manage the crochet chaos in a way that feels organized and totally doable. So let's start with how to get organized and how to prioritize which whip comes first. So ask yourself this: which whip has a deadline? And do I have all of the supplies I need to finish it? If it has a deadline, maybe it's a gift, a pattern test, a holiday item, it goes to the top of the list. So get that one done first. After that, look for what I call quick wins. So ask yourself, which project could I finish the fastest? And start there, because nothing builds momentum like crossing something off your list and feeling like, yes, I did that. So deadlines first, then quick wins, then save the big energy draining projects like that king-size Afghan or your temperature blanket for last. You will feel so much more productive if you clear the small ones first and keep the dopamine flowing. So once you have sorted your whips, the next step is staying on track. And for that, I recommend creating a simple planner. And it does not have to be fancy. A simple spiral-bound notebook with blank pages or a printed template will do. The goal here is to get your projects out of your head and onto paper. That is where a Crochet Project Planner comes in. This is a system that gets your projects, yarn stash, and ideas onto paper where you can actually see them. And you can check a link in the show notes for a copy of this. I created a Crochet Project Planner specifically for this problem to help crocheters feel organized and figure out how to prioritize all of the WIPs, their inventory, all the things. So let's start with this. The first page is a project tracker. And this is a page you want to have for each project. Write down the name, the pattern source, who or what it's for, your hook size, the yarn brand and color you need, how many skeins you need, and whether safety eyes or polyfill are required. Then use the progress bubbles to shade your way from started to finished. This is the fun part. Not just crossing something off the list, but to have a progress tracker to make you feel like I'm halfway done with this task and I kind of want to shade in the circle halfway just because I want to shade something in. Like, this is great. And then there's a space at the bottom for notes that you can jot down any tweaks or adjustments you made to the pattern so that you remember it for next time if you want to make this pattern again. Next is a master WIP tracker. And this is a simple at-a-glance page with every current project listed alongside its deadline, status, and notes. So this helps you see your whole crochet workload in one place and decide what to pick up during those short windows of time. And at the top, you can adjust the date. Because you can print these out as needed. And it says at the top, like, these are all of my current WIPs as of blank, October 31st or whatever it is. Then there is the yarn inventory tracker. So instead of buying yarn that you already own, we've all done it, right? You find it in the back of your yarn stash and you're like, oh crap, I just bought like 3 more skeins of this and I already had it. So the tracker will help you keep a log of your brands, the colors, and the number of skeins you already have on hand. And then for the creative burst that we all get when we're scrolling on Instagram and Pinterest, there's an idea dump page. So this page is half of a sketch area and half notes. So you can capture that, what if I made ... idea before it slips away. Finally, we've got some monthly crochet goals page. These are the 3 projects that you want to finish this month. And one new technique that you would like to try. So these are some ideas on how to clear the mental clutter in your crochet life. Another thing to try. Let's say you do have 5 WIPs. Grab 5 baskets or 5-gallon Ziploc bags, or maybe one of those craft rolling carts. I've always wanted to get one of those, but I still don't have one. But they have different tiers on them. And dedicate a tier to each project, or dedicate each Ziploc bag to a project. Separate out all the materials you need for each WIP into each of these. So you'll have 5 different Ziploc bags that are labeled on the outside, because if you have 5 projects going on right now and your yarn shelf looks like a small tornado hit it, then it is going to be hard to have a clear mind for crocheting. So make it easy on yourself. Separate out the materials for each project. It also saves you time because when you only have an hour at night, you can just go straight to that Ziploc bag and say, all right, I'm going to work on this baby blanket. And you've got everything just ready to go. But also remember this, you have multiple WIPs because you love crochet, because you're excited, and because something has inspired you. So let your creative brain just say, let's go. You are a crocheter who is saying yes to new ideas, textures, stitches. You're doing your thing, and that is something to be proud of. Having 5 WIPs doesn't mean you're failing. It means you are alive creatively. So instead of feeling guilty, I want you to look at those projects and say, look at all of this inspiration I have said yes to. Look at all the joy I have stitched into these. You're doing amazing, seriously. So at the end of the day, crochet is not just about finishing things. It's about enjoying the process. It's about creating beauty, calming your mind, and expressing your creativity. And if staying organized is something you are craving right now, because we are only 2 months away from a new year, If you are ready to finally get a handle on your whips and feel more in control of your projects, I've got something for you. I am putting the final touches on a crochet project planner that you can download, print, and start using today to track all of your current whips, your yarn stash, and your project notes. So you'll find a link to it in the show notes. And before the Christmas season, my plan is to turn this into a full spiral bound notebook, which would be perfect for treating yourself or gifting your yarn-loving friend. I most definitely want one for myself. I think that would be such a fun way to start off the new year, to just have everything organized. So keep that in your thoughts as the holidays roll around, because sometimes the best gifts are the ones that bring peace to our creative chaos. So if this episode spoke to you today, I would love to hear from you. Come on over to the Simply Hook Collective, my new school community, and share what projects you are working on. I want to know about all the whips. No judgment. We are all in this together. So that is it for today, friends. If you have time to leave a review and share this with a friend, it would mean so much to me. It really helps more makers find the podcast. As always, head over to marcymade.co and browse my crochet patterns. I've got a new one dropping this week. It is Lacey the Lamb with a sweet little flower crown, so you have to check that out. And until next week, my friends.